Hey guys, this is Chaos here, and I'm going to be playing some Dungeon Defenders Eternia. I will be playing as the Jester, as you can see. In my inventory, I do have one other character, a monk, but in my inventory all I have is the Fool's costume on, which just changes my appearance a bit. Oh, this is where all my normal stuff is, so that it doesn't get put together. What I'd like to end up doing with the Jester, or what I like to do in the original Dungeon Defenders, because this is the sort of, it's the same, because it's just a bit more secure. It's got the DLC, it's got some new stuff. But the Jester was one of my favorite characters, because of the freedom you got in the randoms. So the first thing I'm going to put it into is I'm going to put it into power. Basically, I'm going to play through the game as the Jester, starting at the Deeper Well. Because of the random nature of the Jester, I won't be playing in private games unless I can get some friends together who are also in the game. So, what I'm going to do is playing games with random other people. The weapon I'm currently holding is what you start out with. It's like a wand or staff. And you can shoot off tiny bolts, which kind of fly a little weird. Or you can shoot off one large bolt after charging up, which flies from overhead. Your right click is a slam, and basically we'll unlock more stuff as we go. Right now, what you need to build during the build phase is mana, but we do not have any of that right now. And you collect that from killing things, and also there's chests that sometimes spawn over here and over there. It looks like our friend over here is Delvin, who is an apprentice. Apprentices are more into structures. Structures that are like towers, like the normal things you find in tower defenses, because Dungeon Defenders is sort of a tower defense RPG, I guess you could call it. Basically, you have two phases. You have build phase, where you build your towers or whatever you build. If you're a monk, you build auras. There are other types of different buildings you can make. And then you have the combat phase, where the wave actually comes and you and your towers fight. And as you can see now, I have 16 mana down here. So basically you just get that from killing things. And also you have this chest down here. And as you level up you get more mana. Or, yeah, more max mana. The only thing I can build right now is a small present. The Jester has three things. You've got a small present, a deluxe present, and an extravagant. These can spawn anything. So you can see the spawn chances. The chance for it to spawn a tower is 50%. The chance for it to spawn an enemy is 10%. The chance for it to spawn mana is 30%. The chance for it to spawn equipment is 10%. So we're going to place this right here and face it that way. And we're going to hope it doesn't spawn an enemy, because it can spawn some pretty nasty things. That cube you see floating around here is a pet. I have one of those, but I don't have it on me currently at the moment, because I'm only going to be using things that I get during playing. Okay, we're going to put this right here. And so what the presents will do is, when the round starts, they'll spawn stuff in. And they can spawn towers in, you know, different enemies, good equipment. They can spawn a lot of things in. There's a pretty wide variety. But that's where the danger of the Jester comes in also, because maybe instead of a tower it spawns a giant troll or something. And also the Jester can use any type of weapon. This guy right here is a summoner. And what summoners do is they have like minions. They don't spawn towers, they summon minions. And their minions, I believe they can move around, but they move slowly, and so you usually station them around the crystal, which is what you're defending. If the Eternia crystal goes down, then you lose. I need 40 mana. So as you can see, the apprentice sets up. These shoot out like little bolts of magic, and this is obviously a shield. And you can see my presence right here. Right now we're waiting on our summoner, and this, he left. We're waiting on our summoner right now to get ready. So basically, summoners are kind of useless in the beginning, and at low levels too, because they're kind of weak. And without mana, they can't really do much. But they're a fun class to play, and they're really good. They have an ability that makes them. They don't really fight. They kind of float above and control their minions, kind of like a puppeteer. Okay, so this spawned a shock trap, which will shock enemies as they come through. This spawned mana. And this spawned the kind of turret that our apprentice over there has. So as you can see, it'll throw out like little bolts of magic with its magical hand of sorts. The summoner is blowing flames out of his hands because he doesn't have any minions to control. I don't remember if in the original game they could do that, but most of my knowledge so far is coming from the original games. I haven't played Dungeon Defenders Eternia much. From what I played, it's just as fun as the original, just a bit different. Okay, so we completed the second wave of the attack, and so now, well, I'm gonna level up. So I'm gonna level up my movement speed and my health, and then I'll put some into offensive ability. And so usually when I play Jester, I end up attacking a lot more than I end up using things. Because of the randomness, sometimes it's kind of bad and can be dangerous. So as you can see, we level up a couple times. We're now level 3 and we have more max mana we can have. We're still not level 4, so we can't really equip anything yet. Like, there's a few things, but a lot of it gets better as you go on. And you can see when you put things on, they appear on you. So like if you look on my back, I have a shield. Can't really see it, but it's there. And then this is a new weapon. This is one of the dudes that the summoner summons. It's one of his minions. That would be the archer minion. Okay, let me place on my present. And so during the build phase, no enemies spawn, and everything that you build and upgrade, repair, all of it happens a lot faster. So here's a better shield, and now you can see it better on my back. And so this is your time when you set up your defenses before the enemies come. As we get higher level, at level 10 I can summon a deluxe, and at level 20 I can summon extravagant. And once I get a few levels higher and have 100 mana, that's when I can start upgrading things. I guess this is not a shock trap, it's an ethereal spike trap. So as things walk over this, it'll hit them, and it has a duration of 4. And when you walk up to a tower, it shows you who summoned it. It shows you how much health it has, it shows you the damage, the range, the attack interval, and the kills, and how much units it has. So you have basically, you share defense units with your team, so we have 60 in total. Every tower we make takes up a certain amount of units. When we're full on those units, we can't really build anything anymore. And so you try to build up as much defenses as you can with what you have, and you try to build your strongest ones. Okay, so this gave us mana. Down here, I don't know, I guess it gave us nothing. Okay, so we can see this work. So you see it did a bunch of damage to him. And he stepped over it. And I believe it can only hit him once per enemy. You can see our tower down here is making some friends that want to kill it. But making some friends, you know? So they destroyed that. It wasn't that great place, but also it had no wall or anything. Usually, like if you look over at our apprentice over there, he has a wall. You usually want a wall in front of your defenses. And you can see our archer fighting bravely. So you can only level up between rounds. I'm gonna upgrade my... Okay, so... Health gives you more health, so you can live longer. Power does more damage. Movement speed, you can get around faster. Defense health is how much health your defenses have. Their power, how much power they have. The range is the radius, and that's really good on Monk. You can upgrade that really high and then have huge auras that just take up amazing amounts of area. Defense speed, I believe that's their attack speed. Offensive ability power, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that's your right click. It's your second ability, like the ground pound on this weapon. Defensive ability power, I think that's if you have an ability power that doesn't attack. Then you have spellcast, which is how quick you build things. So I'm gonna put a point into defensive attack and also movement speed because I don't like being slow. Also, you can have 2 weapons equipped, so I don't know if there might be a monk thing. So we got another weapon. I can show you some stuff now. Yeah, it looks like you can have 2 weapons equipped. Oh. Okay, so now that we're level 4, we can put on some of this equipment that we have. Yeah, you can have 2 weapons, and you press Z to switch between them. So, as you can see, you'll start unlocking a ton of things, and I should probably clean this out at some point, but I'm a hoarder. Okay. So this is what we've got on right now. We got some weapons, we got some braziers, and we've got a shield. So we now have this, which is a grenade launcher of sorts. Okay, and weapons like this you have to reload, which is what the right click does. And I'm not sure specifically, but I think your defensive power may increase that. I think it may make you reload faster. And we've got our wand, or ground slam. Okay, so I'll show you something upgrading. I guess I'll equip this. Okay, so this is a gun, as opposed to a grenade launcher. I don't really like the grenade launchers. This gun also has AoE on it. A mask. You can see on your character when you turn around, usually. I can't get under it, but the wave's starting, so we have to actually spin things. Okay, so you can zoom. Apparently, made a shock trap. You can zoom in, basically first-person shooter mode, or you can be in third person. Zooming out farther than this is pretty much more for build mode. These guys' citizens are being demolished. When a weapon is considered better, or when anything's considered better, it will have, well, on the minimap it will show up as a green dot. You can see that green dot in front of me. And also, it'll have like little green arrows around it. So I'm just providing support for this guy right now while he is for his team. I'm also picking up gold. There's like little coins. I'm gonna not overflow my inventory. These little coins right here are gold, and they're used to upgrade your weapons and also buy new things. I have a bunch of gold from my other character. Okay, so some movement speed, some damage. I now have the move tower ability, which is under active inventory. It's somewhere, I swear. I don't move towers very often. Okay. Let's see if we can actually get something. Another tower. I don't know what this spider is. I know it's another one of his summons, but I've never actually seen it before, so. Some pauldrons. Well, I guess I keep my mask on my butt. The weapon looks really cool. But it's really bad. Okay, these make you do... Well, they do different things. This one causes you nearby allies to move slower, but take significantly less damage. That's more of a tank thing. I don't like to move slow, and I don't want to affect my allies in that way. Could be pretty good if you're in a group or something. Chain belt, which I keep on my hat. Okay, so this is better than this then. I had no idea what this does. I guess it's like a machine gun of sorts. It's cool, it looks like an engine. Okay. Guess I'll place a present up here. This stage being the first stage is the easiest. It's not that challenging. Pretty much you can do this stage on your own. With even pretty much the most basics of equipment on most classes. I think Apprentice is the easiest class to start out with because you get the towers. You don't have to do much. Oh, there's a better shield here. I just take the game's word for it on most things. The Jester's kind of funny how it keeps different things in weird places. If I didn't get it out before the round started, then he wouldn't do anything. Okay, so there's a wall. It's a barricade. Dynamite. Sure, why not? So the thing with ammo weapons is, even though they don't take that long to reload, if you're in a really sticky situation, you can have multiple. They don't seem to want to go that way. Which is upsetting to see the very enemies. This weapon doesn't seem to be that strong. Does that just make them turn the other direction? They don't seem to want to walk here. Okay, so this barricade right here, they're gonna focus on that. They don't want to walk on either stuff. Oh crap. There's a lot of things on it. Okay, so I like this gun. Its AoE is really nice. So like I said, the Jester has a lot of freedom because you can use every weapon. It's not restricted by class. Right now, all the equipment's pretty much gonna suck, because I think the highest we can get up in normal is up to solid, the most common. Highest thing is solid. And we gotta work on finding a pet too. And pets you have to hatch, which is kind of cool. Okay, so new greaves. I have no idea where I put them. They went somewhere. I'm going to put more into my movement speed, because my favorite way to play is I pretty much, as a Jester, pick a, well, I don't really pick an area, I just kind of go everywhere. So I'm usually all over the place, which means movement speed is pretty good. So we've come to the end. I've got all kinds of junk. So as you can see, most of my stuff is flimsy except for shoddy. Shoddy's the worst, then it goes flimsy, then I don't know yet, actually. Can't remember. Okay, so I think this is what I had on. Yeah. Flimsy, flaming, subplanet. Bomb blaster. I think I'll put this on. Okay, anyway. So now that we've reached the end, I'm gonna cut off the video. Every video is pretty much gonna be one stage. Some of these videos are gonna get long then, because stages can last a while. I'll take that bucket of dye. And I hope you all continue watching. I'll see you all later.